I sit here with sadness today to report to you that I'm incredibly disappointed in one of my all-time favorite fighters, my brother, Floyd Money Mayweather. Ladies and gentlemen, chaos broke out. And I'm not talking about legit, bona fide boxing, pure boxing chaos. I'm talking about the kind of stuff that's just embarrassing. Look at this here, please.
This is a beautiful house, my man. How many square feet is this?
A little bit over 20,000 square feet. 3 or 4 levels.
Money Mayweather, seems appropriate that you would be living in Vegas.
My mentality is always about, working smarter, not harder.
Floyd Money Mayweather used to be the pinnacle of boxing achievement and wealth. However, new information points to a different picture. Stephen A. Smith challenges Mayweather's empire's viability. Could the unbeaten champion be up against his most formidable foe to date? Financial ruin? Let's dissect the $42 million controversy that is rocking the boxing community.
The $1 million garage.
I know we're on television, Floyd, but I think it's necessary for me to say, damn.
Well, we on ESPN, this car costs $3.2 million. This Bugatti right here costs $1.6 million. It's close to $15 million. You're right, it's close to $15 million.
And you don't drive them.
No.
Floyd Mayweather has spent years establishing himself as the world's most paid athlete, claiming to make roughly $100 million every time his name appears in the news.
Yes, she did.
Who got the highest gate?
Floyd Mayweather.
Who made the most money?
You did.
Who was the most accurate fighter of all time?
You were.
So it's basically saying that...
The greatest of all time.
Okay.
However, that whole story is currently being torn apart by a single voice from the battle scene. Mayweather's alleged 9-figure fight checks may have been nothing more than smoke and mirrors, according to former UFC championship contender and pundit Chael Sonnen, who calls it one of the biggest fallacies in sports marketing.
Coined this phrase, fake news.
Yeah.
Why is he saying that? What does that even mean? You can trust the news. There's no such thing as fake. People were dressed up as empty seats, and I mean thousands of people.
No.
I bought my mother's ticket that day. That day, my mother decides that she wants to go to the fight. So I'm in there, and I'm telling the world that this place is sold out because that's what's on the screen. And it's not even close. Yeah. This isn't like, it's pretty much full. There's thousands of empty seats. That was the first time that in my own life I ever just, wow, fake news is real.
Wow.
And then Mayweather, they wanted a rematch. They were begging. They were doing more media trying to get a rematch than they did leading into the first match. And the guys that wrote the check.
Sonnen claims that even though Mayweather displayed bank slips, watches, and jets, the tangible financial evidence never came to light. Only headlines, no broadcast partner, and no third-party verification.
Whoever puts that press release and sends it out, never has a company that's publicly traded had an executive back those numbers. They're all lies.
And this poses a harsh query. Was Mayweather's empire based on real checks, or was it merely PR magic, ego, and hype? Sonnen is also not by himself. The money brand appears to be seeping from all sides due to financial disputes, unpaid jewelry debts, and the cryptocurrency scam lawsuit that is tarnishing his reputation. In boxing, Floyd Mayweather has long been the embodiment of impenetrable wealth. The man who transformed his nickname money into a whole identity and luxury into a way of life. The flaws in that image, however, are starting to show behind the million-dollar shopping sprees and private jets, and they're coming up sooner than anyone anticipated. Mayweather has no money. However, aside from his former competitors, no one has publicly stated it as of yet. Oscar De La Hoya, a former adversary who is now a reluctant supporter, was unable to ignore what was happening. De La Hoya, who has frequently stood up for Mayweather in public, was just compelled to acknowledge the truth.
But you have to stop embarrassing yourself with these exhibitions. I know life is hard, I know life is expensive, but come on, dude, put your legacy first. Nobody wants to remember you like this. And it gets worse, your jeweler filed a lawsuit against you in Miami. And many are saying you're gonna have to sell off your assets. I hate seeing this happen, bro.
As a promoter with a thorough understanding of the boxing industry, De La Hoya's remarks went beyond simple criticism. They resembled a financial obituary more than anything else. There have been numerous exhibition fights, asset rumors, and the jewelry lawsuit. All indications indicate Mayweather's alleged billion-dollar empire isn't as impregnable as the public thought. Furthermore, it speaks louder than any bank statement that De La Hoya, who formerly stood on the other side of the ring, is now expressing sympathy rather than animosity. The irony of it all, though, is that Mayweather also spoke out. Although De La Hoya publicly presents a sympathetic image, Floyd ensured that the world was reminded of their actual business past. Mayweather has often implied that De La Hoya wasn't exactly the most honest businessman when it came to loyalty and money.
We helped build this guy up. He was fighting on my undercard. He was the co-main. We helped build this guy up. And you know what Oscar De La Hoya do? You know what Mr. Loyal Oscar De La Hoya do? I'm sorry, Mr. Disloyal Oscar De La Hoya do? He take him right over to HBO and cut a deal with HBO. And when he cut the deal, he got money, but I bet Canelo didn't see none. But these are the things that people don't know about in the sport of boxing.
For a man who made a name for himself by showing off his wealth, this went beyond Canelo or traditional business. Mayweather made reference to a pattern of unsaid payouts, covert transactions, and financial games that are now showing up in lawsuits, unpaid bills, and covert asset sales. Furthermore, Mayweather's empire is drawing criticism from more than just financial experts and former fighters. Even his opponents and fellow fighters from the same generation have begun to remove the mask. Logan Paul, who fought alongside Mayweather, is still seeking a payout that, in his words, inexplicably disappeared following the bout. And he didn't hold back while expressing his dissatisfaction.
No, I got paid. I got paid. Just not in full. Like a couple million somehow that is just missing. Where did the money go? Floyd said he could afford a Jeff Bezos-sized jet from the money he made from that fight. I ain't got no jet. What the fuck, dude? I'm missing a couple mil. We're gonna find it, bro. I'll see you in court. The art is happening. Just like, mark my words, we're coming for you, Floyd. We're coming for your millions and the last of your cheese.
Millions are missing from a court case, and Mayweather's reputation is further damaged. What began as a boxing show turned into a money quest. Furthermore, Logan is not the only name that raises the possibility that Floyd's fortune's calculations are off. One question remains unanswered when even the fighters are compelled to pursue their compensation through the legal system. Is Mayweather's business empire already struggling?
Tell us now. Five. All right behind you.
Floyd, however, didn't remain mute despite Logan Paul's complaint, which claimed Mayweather never paid his entire half for their FI. Rather, he reacted in typical Mayweather fashion, shifting the blame back to the company and dismissing the entire controversy as if it were a piece of loose change.
Right away. Just like I'm still collecting checks from fights 7 to 8 years ago. I'm still collecting checks. Why? Because I made smart moves and I'm my own boss. So they hate when a table is turned. Right. You know, look how many years they've been owing us money. But we don't never trip. So now when the table is turned, they say, oh, you owe us something. Be happy with the biggest payday you ever got in your life.
The case was presented as normal business by Mayweather's cool dismissal, but the timing revealed otherwise. Floyd's financial stronghold appears to be under strain from all sides, from underpaid rivals to jewelers bringing legal action and reports of asset sales. Furthermore, no number of cunning maneuvers can conceal the expanding list of unpaid individuals. Logan's breakdown reveals a business tactic that most fans are unaware of. Mayweather made more than just money in the ring for years. Muyu was in charge of the surrounding funds. Floyd's hustle went well beyond the fight night, from snatching up entire ticket sections before they were made available to the public to selling them for enormous profits.
He is the promotional arm of his fights. It's why, in part, he makes so much money, because whereas a normal promotional company will take 30%, he is that. And so oftentimes for his fights, before the tickets can go on sale to the public, or like right as they go on sale, he'll buy a whole wing, a whole section, and then he'll sell them at a higher price, marked up, so he can make, you know,
Like all the floors, he takes all of them.
All of them, 3, 4, 5x, and it's part of his business.
Logan first acknowledged that the tactic wasn't unlawful or out of the ordinary for someone managing their own fight promotions. It was merely business. However, he said that ticket flipping wasn't the true issue. It was about millions of dollars disappearing after the seats were sold and investors being left in the dark.
With this particular lawsuit, he had an investor pay $1.4 million in total for this section, and the investor was promised that the seats would sell at I think a 7 to 8x multiple, and he expected a return on his investment. And sure enough, he didn't get his initial investment back. He's strung along. He gets like 100K here and there, strung along, not getting paid. Now his investment allegedly is being rolled into Floyd's alleged fight with Manny Pacquiao, and so the investors being strung along on this thing, and eventually, like us, it's like, yo, we're simply not getting paid in full. Like, we've been fucking dragged along for way too long now, and this guy finally filed a lawsuit against Floyd Mayweather. So that's the one that's actually active and pending, and then here we are.
What began as a clever business plan gradually descended into allegations of unfulfilled promises, underpaid returns, and now legal disputes. Logan's remarks reaffirm a trend that is now difficult to overlook. An increasing number of competitors, financiers, and associates are still awaiting payment from Mayweather. Even though Mayweather's public persona still revolves around million-dollar shopping sprees and private jets, the financial flaws in his company have begun to show. Furthermore, neither resentful ex-promoters nor journalists are making the claims this time. They are coming from the same individuals that joined him in the ring. The real fight didn't end when the final bell rang, according to Logan Paul, who shared one of the decade's most viewed exhibition bouts against Mayweather. After the camera stopped rolling, it started. Logan also claims that the promised salary has yet to arrive.
Or is that something that you can't disclose right now?
He has not paid me in full. That is a fact.
No
short a few mil,
Wow. Still a few mil?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Have you been in contact with him?
Nah, we're taking this one to court.
No, are you being serious? Is this like a...
Do I look serious, lady?
You do. I'm just making sure. I apologize.
Really?
I'm just...
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I'm not fucking with you. Yeah, we're taking him to court.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So,
see you in the courtroom. Congrats, you're going to prison, Floyd.
As soon as Logan's remarks were posted online, the myth of Mayweather's unquestionable wealth started to disintegrate even more. This wasn't a resentful promoter or an old rival skulking in the background. This was a man who had signed the same contracts, shook hands, and stood in the same ring. Floyd Mayweather, who is constantly self-assured and unreservedly boasts about his extravagant lifestyle, never fails to remind everyone that his achievement is indisputable regardless of what the general public thinks of him. His remarks serve as a reminder of the fortune and empire he has amassed by diligence and astute business management.